officially ramping up, and the big ones are biting. Don't get left on the dock while the action is heating up. Slots are filling fast. Book your trip with Kevin Brock today for a world-class experience on the water. It's more than a fishing trip, it's a memory that'll last a lifetime. Book now before it's too late.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It is Thursday, and you are on Real Talk with Kevin Brock.
At 7 o'clock, here we are. Yeah, trying to get off the phone real quick. Is it another week gone by already? Wow, how about that, huh? How about that? What do we got on this show? We both started off pretty good on this one. Woo!
We've got a packed
Yeah.
agenda tonight.
Love that it's live. Love that it's live at 7 o'clock. Man, it feels like it's about 11 o'clock. Anyway, what do we got? We got all kinds of stuff coming up. We got a special guest today, Stony Stone. Hey, you're our guy, man. How about that?
I'm a special guy. I'm special, all right.
Yeah, you're special. Oh, we got fishing reports, from Shasta to Orville all the way down. We'll get into those. What's the weather done to us? What's it happening? What's going on? Sacramento Stripers. We're going to talk about that. What in the world went on in the Delta? Man, it's chocolate brown down there. If you can find some clean water, you can catch some fish. But we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about what's coming up Saturday on SEP Show. We'll talk about specials. We're going to talk about, USPS, the United States Postal Service. And so we're only going to talk about the Postal Service part.
The Postal Service.
U.S. is awesome. The Postal Service, don't
get me started with the Postal Service. We have those mailboxes that are the ones that are like for the whole neighborhood, and they get broken into all the time. And then we get these little notifications through email saying, here's what's coming today. It's not what comes today. It shows in an email today, but it may come 2 or 3 days later or not at all. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know. I'm learning all about this shipping stuff with the online store and stuff, and we'll get into that later and what's happened with that in the last week and just all kinds of stuff. But we're going to just kind of start off with a positive thing. One of my buddies just sent me something, and I asked him if I could share, if I can bring it up, if I could share it. And he said, yeah, go right ahead. It's a little bit of a long read, but, it says, good evening. I wanted to share this with you. And it starts off as this. And because we use this tired, we're tired all the time. So, okay, here we go. Tired is not a release clause. Sometimes Jesus asks us to do something right when you're at your lowest. How about that, huh? In the Gospel of Luke, Peter had fished all night. You know about the fishers of men. You know how they fished all night in the boats and everything.
Yep.
I'm gonna ad lib a little bit in here. No bites, no money, no progress. They didn't get squat. They fished all night. Just they're just tired. Then they're cleaning up and clocking out. And they're going to bed and they're tired. And Jesus says, push back out. Not tomorrow, not after rest, but now. Peter even says it out loud. Lord, we worked hard all night and caught nothing. Translation. We already tried that. But when it comes to the turning point, nevertheless, at your word I will. So meaning, you know what? I'm tired, but I'm just going to go and do it anyway. I'm going to get up and keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. And when they obeyed, well, hey, we know what happened. The greatest abundance of fish that they'd ever caught before, the nets begin to break. And I mean, that's, that, and the miracle didn't come at the beginning of the night when they started. The miracle doesn't happen when you wake up in the morning. Well, that's sometimes for some of us, it is a miracle to wake up, but it came after exhaustion. Here's the truth. There will be moments when Jesus asks you to serve, to forgive. There's one. To give back, to speak, to try again, and you'll be tired. This isn't lazy. This isn't rebellious. You're just flipping tired. All right? I mean, we know that. We've been there. That's the moment that separates spectators from disciples. The blessing is often on the other side of one more act of obedience. So when he says, get back in the boat, don't argue, don't negotiate, don't delay, we say, yes, Lord, and we cast one more time. Thanks for sending that to me. I appreciate that. Anytime we get inspiring things like that, send them to us, and we really, truly appreciate that. Because you know what? No matter what we go through, we're all human, and we all have tough days. We all have days where the fish don't bite. Hopefully not very often.
Right.
But it does happen. So what do? We keep moving forward. We try to do our best. And, that's the theme of tonight. One more cast. You just cast it one more time. I was telling Roxanne earlier, I'm like, man, I'm tired. My body hurts. I got an infusion coming up again, one next week, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm sore. We were packing orders a couple nights, half the night, which is an awesome thing because all the orders we got. And, everything's just blazing in. The tackle shops are ordering stuff. Speaking of tackle shops, we'll get back to Johnson's here real quick. And we're just tired. And, that gives people inspiration where, just kneel down and pray and say, hey, God, I just need a little extra energy. I just need to keep going here. And, he'll give you the strength to keep going. So, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing philosophical. It's just the way it is. It's just how it is. So let's jump over to Johnson's real quick. Johnson's is having a Striper Fest on May 7th. They've got all kinds of things going on, seminars, information on how to set your fish finders that we all need. They've got products, they've got sales, they've got giveaways, they've got food, everything May 7th, Johnson's in Yuba City. What they also have that I don't know if they've put up yet or known, but I talked to the owner, Chuck, about this. And we're going to do for Johnson's, people that show up at Johnson's. This isn't online. If you show up at Johnson's, we're going to do there.
This requires something. Hold on.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
That's like the David Letterman show. I should have a pencil that I'm bouncing off. Hey, that dates me, huh? David Letterman. Well, it was a great late night show. But anyway, as I bounce the pencil off the table, all of Johnson's customers that show up on that day get a buy one, get one free Cape Rock rod. Buy one, get one free. There you go. That's it. There's going to be tons and tons of other stuff being sold and deals and all kinds of stuff there, but that will be it. Here, let's see if I can do it.
You have not taken the school of business from Stony Stone because you're just giving away everything. Hey, you know what?
Every time I look at that flash across my screen, it looks like it reminds me of traffic school. Yeah. When I got in trouble and I had to go, you remember traffic school, and you had to go to traffic school if you got a ticket, and I was like 18 years old and I blew a red light and I'm sitting there, and that's what it reminded me of. The guy was like leaning against the side and he was trying to be funny, and there was an American flag there, and I love the American flag, but I was like, I didn't even listen to it, and I should, because I'm sure it's good information. But yeah, no, that's what we're doing because the weather's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be good, and we're giving back. And it's been such a popular thing to do that, obviously, because it's, a pretty cool rod. And if you buy one and get one free in the lifetime warranty. Anyway, enough about that. But just show up at Johnson's on March 7th from around 9 to 5. Food, entertainment. Stoney will be emceeing there. I'll be there. Other guides will be there. Our buddy Alan Fong will be there. He'll be over there. Brian, the manager of Johnson's, will be giving away stuff, and there'll be raffles and prizes, and it'll just be a cool event. So it's kind of the kickoff before striper season starts. So swing on by there and say hi.
Yes, sir.
Got all kinds of stuff going on with that. So let's see. What did that little – I like what you did with that little video about, book a trip, with Kevin Brock on that's kind of cool. I like what you did with all that. Um, but he's right about that. We don't want to just sit here and promote ourselves. We want to give back to everybody else here that we can. But I've only got a few days left. So if you want to go striper fishing, please let me know. Please let me know. It bums me out when we get right before the end and people call, oh, hey, I want, next week. I want next Saturday. No, you guys, it's all gone. We only got like 40 days, of the year to whack them and stack them and get into some amazing fishing. So try to get in. Like I said, I've only got a few weekdays left, and that's it. So, but anyway, which is a great thing. That's an awesome thing. But we want to fish with you. That's the main thing. We want to go out fishing. So, yeah, pretty cool. So, let's jump over to a little fishing report. I always like early on to do the fishing report because then we can just kind of blab through all the rest of it. Trinity River, coastal rivers are still putting out steelhead after that last rain. The eel will be coming back down next week in shape. The Smith River will be coming into shape, probably already is. Chetco will be coming into shape. So this is your last chance kind of to get up there and bang away at a few steelhead, coastal steelhead. And these fish are big. You'll get fish in the 15-pound teeners. So they're big and they're exciting and they're hard fighting. And, if you've caught a steelhead before, then you know what I'm talking about. But the Umpqua, up there looks like it's going to go into March. So if you guys head up a little higher up in the Roseburg there, the Umpqua will definitely put out some big fish, lots of fish, and it might fish all the way into March this year. So we'll let everybody know that as we go. But, being it's, late February and we just had rains, there'll be one last good push of fish, maybe two, coming in to finish off the Chetco and the Smith and those rivers there. Trinity River, still fishing. A lot of guides over there get a hold of Mr. Jeff Goodwin, who I just sent some rods to, and he wants to try them out for side drifting up there. So that's kind of cool. He was asking about those, so he'll get those here in a couple days. Trinity River, some of the other guides have gone over there. If you want to book a trip, get a hold of Jeff Goodwin. Come all the way down to the Sac. The trout fishing is still really good for big rainbows. Dropping into Lake Shasta is just going to blow wide open for bass fishing. Trout, salmon, there's some big fish over there. There's some big salmon there this year. There's some big kokanee showing up. So it's going to be a good year on Shasta this year again. It was a banner year last year. I think it's going to be a really good year already. Guys are catching some trout, some nice fish over on Whiskeytown, and that will be another barn burner this year. It'll be good again. I'll be over there at Whiskeytown too in May and June, and then Bullard's Bar and all that kind of great stuff. We've got lots of events coming up, so keep checking with our Facebook page. We got YouTube. Have we done anything on Instagram? We're bringing that up.
There's some Instagram stuff out there now. You can just
do people just go to that and subscribe, or they just jump on there and do it?
Yeah, just look you up on. I'll probably have two different Instagram pages, but there's a new one that's more relevant, more up to date. That I think it's fish-kevinbrock.com or fish-kevinbrock. Yep, fish_Kevin Brock is you'll find.
Want underscore. We don't want to underscore.
No.
I guess we want to underscore if we're golfing.
This is true. But looking at, since I created this, you've already got followers. You've got people you're following. People are following you. We've got a handful of posts, but we're not trying to load it with a lot of old content. So
we're bringing all the new stuff. Yep. And this last video that came up, that was from last year's striper season. That big old 40-plus incher. That was from last year's in April. So that was just last year. That's not 10 years ago. That's current of what's going to be happening this year. So,
and we let that one go so we can go catch it again this year.
You bet. We'll have lots of offspring, and maybe she'll be 52 inches this year.
Yeah,
maybe. And you know what? The rods that are on sale, the 2-for-1, or the buy one get one free. That's what I needed to say. Buy one get one free. That rod was used to catch that striper. Check out those rods in that video. And it's been, I mean, they're the perfect minnow rod. It's just too cool. So check that video out. And, that video, when I posted it and Anthony posted it last year, it had, by the time we were done together, it had almost 600,000 views. I mean, it's too cool. It's just nothing but raw, real, nothing's AI, nothing's staged. It's like, I barely got that thing in the net. It would not go in the net. It was like leaning it sideways, shake it. And other guys are like, dude, you posted that? You almost lost it. I'm like, you're right. I almost did, but I didn't.
You did it. Almost doesn't count. And we post a lot of real footage, but we also post, or I post a few little AI things here and there just to get people's interest. But we do, I've embraced a little bit of AI, and it's not meant to lie about what we're doing. It's just meant to enhance what we're showing and make it fun. So,
well, no, they're real videos. We're not making this stuff up, but you're like adding a little bit of me saying something or a different voice in my mouth or something like that, or whatever you're doing. But it's great. It's all good. It's all good.
Except the fake sturgeon one. That was a good one.
Yeah. What we're not doing is catching fish and then putting a lure in its mouth that we didn't use.
No.
And be like, oh, here, this is the greatest lure ever, to promote something. We will not do that. And we won't do that. So I'm totally against that. Will I, if it's wedged in its mouth, will I rearrange it? Sure. But we're still going to have to catch it on that. We caught it on that rod, on that minnow. That fish was caught on a minnow there, So it was pretty cool. That was a fun morning, how that all worked out. We'll see. We talked about Johnson's. We've talked about, so where we're at. So Sacramento River's muddy right now. The Feather River's muddy. 10,000 CFS is coming out of the outlet on the Feather. Please hold us back some water for Lake Oroville. Please don't let it all out. We're still, like 40 feet from the top. So fill that baby up for us, because, man, we're not going to have much snow. We don't have much snow even after this last thing. A lot of it has already melted and slushed away. So, please don't drop all our water. We need just a little bit more for Lake Oroville and Shasta, because, man, we're going to get the salmon fish, but we'll talk about that later too. I wonder if, speaking of something just completely off the wall, on these glasses, when you look at, is there a glare? Is there a glare on them?
Yeah, a little bit. I can see your screen.
And see, I specifically bought anti-glare glasses, paid for it. And now, but see, yours don't glare. Why aren't yours glaring?
I don't know. I just got them last week, and I didn't pay for any anti-glare, so I don't know if it's built in or.
Well, maybe.
Or just your lighting. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the lighting, because I can, as I turn, I can see the glare on there. Oh, anyway, Oroville, the bass fishing will also just turn on. Folsom, the guys are getting some fish over there. All the little upper lakes, over here at, coming down from Shasta, you've got Black Butte, and you've got these little lakes around here. They will be fishing for bass, spinner baits, jigs, twin tails. Oh my goodness, it's going to just go off. We may have a couple more storms, but as soon as we hit beginning of March and it's all 70, 80 degree weather, it's on. I mean, they're going to be pre-spawn, and it's the bite. They're going to be just chewing everything. I mean, you can go over to Oroville and catch 50, 60, 70. I know guys have caught over 100 fish in a day. That's crazy. That's like every other cast almost.
Yeah.
That's just like amazing fishing. So that's all upcoming here in a couple of weeks. And we're going to be on Sepp's radio show. I think we're going to be on at 7:20, 7:45. 7:45. We'll be talking about that a little bit. We'll be talking about Oroville and what's coming up.
Where do people go to hear that or to hear that show?
Yeah, that's on Sepp's show is on KHTK. K is in Kevin, H is in Hector, T is in Tom, K is in Kevin again, and KHTK 1140. California Sportsman. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I don't want to be answering text messages right now. People are texting in, but when people want to pay me money, we got to take it. Yeah, yeah. Well, those are some rods that I shipped up to Alaska. I shipped another guy 12 rods up to Alaska, so that was really cool. So let's just get this out of the way. Let's talk about this little bit of the UPS, USPS, Postal Service ordeal. We throw out a deal and a half with a Stony Stone. We get hundreds of people looking at our site, orders like crazy. The most orders we've ever had in February. It just blew up. Roxanne and I stayed up. She worked hard. I worked hard. We made sure we got all the orders filled and out like in a day or two. I mean, like on the money. I'm talking 30, 40, 50 orders. I mean, it's like piles of stuff, right? Went through the whole thing. Everyone either put a little extra in or a little note, little thank you note, hand personalized, everything. Week and a half later or so, I start getting text messages and emails. Hey, I haven't seen that order. What's up with that? I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, we sent it, right? They sent stuff from the Post Service. I mean, there was stuff that went over to, Minneapolis, over to New York, came back across, bounced all around. But as we know, up till now, every single person that ordered has got their stuff. There was a couple, because we switched some things around on the site. Mm-hmm. Like if you ordered like 3 or 4 and it said single on it, we put a single one in the package, right? Total, just, we weren't used to that. It was normally like a 3-pack, but we changed some things around. And in this craziness, didn't happen a lot, but a couple people it happened to. Everyone has gotten their ship back out to them and then some. And then some more. And you still got a great deal on it. And at least it was raining and storming, so it wasn't like you needed it. Well, you needed it, but, you didn't have to use it. But everybody has got their stuff. They sent it. Hey, it showed up today. Hey, it showed up. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the stuff. We appreciate you. We understand. That was very kind of you to check. I responded to every single person. So, with that being said, in the future, with all our orders, and we just keep getting them, and it's been fantastic. And we're learning, everyone else, but we are using a better tracking system now. So because of that, we're just going to do just a little bit better. We didn't realize we weren't doing good, but some of the Postal Service thing, that was a bad deal. I mean, we called them and they said, I don't know how that happened, and we apologize. And I'm like, well, here, apologize to 55 other people that don't have their packages right now. so
we call that a stress test. We stress tested the system. We found where some linkages were broken and had to fix a few things, and we corrected.
Yes, quickly and with communication, and made sure everyone got their stuff. So some people had things shipped out 2 or 3 different packages because there would be something missing in one or whatever. Anyway, point being is we got them all out. We got rods out and more things are going. And, like I said, so that guy just received all his rods from Alaska, and so that's kind of cool. So I'll take care of him here in a little bit. Yes, indeed. Oh, you know what? One of our other friends, Warren Fredrickson, is over in Alaska. He sent me a thing this morning and it was 24 degrees out. So Warren, good luck, buddy. Stay warm.
Stay warm.
Yeah. Get back home soon. So he'll be home in middle of March or into March, something like that. So that is pretty cool. So speaking of online store, what we did is we modified a bunch of prices on there, and because we can just sell direct to people, factory direct, it's a great price. So check it out. Check out the new prices online at fishkevinbrock.com on the online store. So that's pretty good. Jumping back down a little bit further from the Sacramento River to the Feather River, there's still steelhead in downtown from downtown Orville all the way to the outlet. And down some, there's still steelhead around. You can still get some. If you go floating night crawlers right now, it's about number one. And then throwing little Cleos. I've said this before, but it's a lot of fun. And they grab them, little blue and silver, little 1/3 ounce is ideal. Ideal. It's a great little thing. So everything is going to start blowing wide open. And check this out, Collins Lake, because of the snow, they missed one plant. They just doubled the plant up. So now, this week, if you want to go up to Collins Lake, it's wide open. If you want to get a guide up there, there's several guides. You can get a hold of Cal Kellogg. He guides up there. That's kind of cool. And he'll take you. He's got a lot of information, and he's fishes over there a lot. So, yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, getting lots of positive feedback. So we appreciate that with people. The Delta is just muddy, and Mark Wilson sent me a report. Our buddy Mark, and he's an amazing fisherman. Troller knows the Delta, like Alan knows it. They just really are amazing fishermen. Unless you find some clean water, you're not catching nothing, and fish are going to start traveling up the river systems. So here we go, guys. Let's get your rods and reels and your gear ready. Come to Johnson's, get a few more minnow rods, because the minnow fishing is going to be wide open on the Sacramento and the Feather River this year, all of April, probably into May, depending on the rain, stuff like that. So check these out. This is our new blister pack. How about that, huh?
Nice.
Snazzy. It's got glare on it. I sent the anti-glare on that one too. But anyway, that holds onto the peg really nice, and it's less bulky than our normal bags. So you'll start seeing these out there too, a lot. And they're only going to be $3 or $4. You can go to our site and get them for even cheaper. And we talked about how to rig one last time and how to rig it up. So if you want to go back to the podcast from before, you'll see how to rig a swim bait and how to tie it on, a couple helpful hints on the swim baits. But that's about number one. Stoney, you can buy one of these, redhead, greenhead, and we got some with the red tail and green tail, whatever you kind of like. I like the greenhead or the redhead, So the old redhead I've always kind of been fond of. It works good in muddy water and clean water, and it just works good. This is probably the cheapest way to go out and fish for stripers. No bait, no weight, no minnows, no nothing. You just tie it on, cast it across, and reel it back. And all of a sudden, it wants to yank it out of your hand. It just goes thump, and you set the hook, and you got a striper on. Probably more fish are caught on these swim baits by just the average fisherman than any other bait put together. So that little swim bait right there, grab some of those, put them in your glove box wherever you're going fishing. But that's key. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Super popular.
Hey, so for your rods that are going to be at Johnson's with your buy one get one free, do you have any striper trolling rods left, or are those all sold out?
We are promoting the minnow rods and some trout rods for the buy one and get one free for over there.
Okay.
That's what we got. That is what we got, because that was so popular. We just sold out of so many of those. And so we're taking our most popular model and putting it out there. And if you guys want a little steelhead or side drifted rod or a trout rod, I'll throw one of those in there too. If you buy one, get one free. So we'll mix and match. We'll make it work for you. So just stop by and see us.
And your striper rods, you're currently out of stock. Is that correct? Or do you still have
no.
You still have striper rods, just not on the deal.
Well, yeah, just not on the deal. And there's some different things around, and we got more coming in. So we'll announce that when that happens.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes, and yes. What else is new? All kinds of new stuff coming in to the Tackle Box in Chico. There's a sporting goods store there. They've got a ton of my stuff in there. They've asked me to help them out over there. So we got a bunch of Kevin Brock stuff in there, obviously. But we got a bunch of new stuff coming in there. All kinds of new lures and rods and reels. And we've got Loomis's, we got Lamina glasses, we got K-Brocks, we've got kids rods and reels. There's all kinds of things new coming in there. And some minnows just showed up. So we'll be checking those minnows out, and we'll start be selling those. So if you're going to Lake Orville and wanting to fish some minnows, Yeah, we've got them. We've got them for you. They're lively and they're everything good. The weather, the weather. They say, not to have a conversation with someone about the weather. That's like small talk. But for us outdoorsmen, weather is everything. So we're going to talk about the weather. We had snow, we had rain. It was cold last week. Wow, what was it today? 60, 70 degrees, something like that.
Yeah.
I was out pouring swim baits. There was mosquitoes all over the place. I was painting the rainbow trout, the number one swim bait we make, the rainbow trout 5-inch. Johnson's will have. They'll have 100 of them for Striper Fest. So those are coming to Johnson's. I was working on painting those today. So we were working on that for them. And so that's going to be kind of cool. Weather. What's coming up? We got a little bit of rain coming up on Sunday. Let's look what the weatherman says here.
The last I looked, I think we're like cloudy, but I don't think we have much rain for the next
I
week
love
or so.
technology. It's just amazing for us. A little bit of clouds here and there. Sunday, nothing. It looks like for us, down in the Orville area, Sunday and Monday we're going to get some rain.
Okay.
Not a bunch, but Sunday, Monday we're going to get we're going to get some showers in there for sure. Then, boom. 60 degrees, 69 degrees on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And then Wednesday, 30% chance of some showers. So off and on a little bit. But as we go into the following week, into the 7th, sunshine, mid 60s, high 60s, low 70s. That's awesome. It's going to just bust wide open. All this water is going to bring every striper in the Delta, every striper in the Bay, all the way up to us from, Chico all the way down, to Butte City, to Colusa, to Knight's Landing, and the drill from there. It's just going to be piles of fish coming in. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, man, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. So that's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. I hope we got enough striper rods to make it through Striper Fest. So that will be good. It'll be good on the weather. Jumping over here. Yeah, I got nothing else, Are you ready? Are you ready for spring yet?
Am I ready for spring? I am so ready for spring. I'm tired of the rain, tired of the cold, and ready to go catch some fish.
Man, yeah. How's your back holding up?
It's not. It is what it is. It's a waiting game. I told you a little bit earlier. I had a client of mine had a different procedure done on their back, and I'm looking into that and emailed my doctor with a bunch of information to see if there's something different we can do. I'm trying to avoid a major back surgery as much as possible. And Kevin, my back is actually feeling pretty good the last month, only because I'm not doing anything. I'm not fishing. I'm not getting on the boat. I'm not, so I'm doing absolutely zero to aggravate my back. So as long as I don't do anything, it's fine. But that's not reality. I gotta fish. I've got to do things, and so we got to get to the bottom of it, figure it out. So it's a process.
Yep. Hey, there was something that came up that someone sent me, and let's let everybody know about that. Someone sent me about helping out, and we're going to sign up for this also if we can make the dates work. But a gentleman by the name of, help me out with this guy's name.
Sydney
Chapman.
Sydney
Chapman, we appreciate everything that you do. But Sydney is putting together a TKO, Take Kids Outdoors. I like it. And on May 9th at Collins Lake, this is an event for children with disabilities and their families. And it's a chance for them to get out on a short fishing trip. So you don't have to be a guide to do this. You just have to love people. That's all. And have a boat. Yeah. So if you want to be involved with this, let us know or let Sydney know. And what do they ask for? Your name, capacity for the boat, whatever, and then you can go from there. So that is a cool thing to get involved with. And if you want to know more information, ask Stony or I on that.
Yeah, and
TKO.
he's
You
going
have
to
the
be a guest. He's going to be a guest on our podcast here, the Stoney's Fishing with Stony Stone podcast, and I believe it's on March 16th, January, February, yeah, 3/16. He'll be our guest to talk about that event, and they're working through some organizational things now with registration and getting that all going. But watch for more details. They'll be advertising on Fishing with Stony Stone podcast as well. So watch for more information.
It is a pre-register, and it said get a hold of David or Velma Stroud, and they've got their numbers on here.
Yeah, it's so David Stroud 530-845-1670, and then Vilma 530-845-1762. Yep.
So if you want to give back a little bit or do something, here's a little flyer. Do you have this little flyer?
Yep, it's posted all over. It's in your slideshow rotation. It'll be on the Fishing with Stony Stone. We're actually building a little commercial for them here to run next week. So a few things we're doing with them. So
okay, wonderful. Well, we wanted to mention them and just say thank you to them. There's a lot of good people out there doing a lot of things, and you always get that one negative guy that tries to spoil everybody. But there's so many hundreds of good people out there that are trying to do and help and put something on. This is a great thing. We've always done different things like this. We've done Make-A-Wishes over the years. We've done disabilities for kids. We've done all different types of things. And so this is really cool. So we're really excited to be about being a part of this. Hopefully we can go out and catch them a fish. I figure put a night crawler on there and some power bait. We got a good chance of catching one.
Yeah.
Always a good thing to do. So if you got a boat and you want to give back and you want to have just a fun day, get a hold of them and the I lost it. The TKO. The TKO. Take Kids Outdoors on May 9th. So that'll be cool. So what I'm going to be doing for the next week and a half before Striper Fest is pouring swim baits, because we had like 5 different stores call me today asking for major swim baits. Johnson's has doubled up their order. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and stuff worth of swim baits and worms. And I mean, it's just going to be cool. Striper Candy, so yeah, it's time to get ready to roll. I love it. Get your tackle boxes out and sharpen your hooks and clean your stuff and get it going. So, and the Sacramento River will drop in quickly. They're letting some water out right now, and Orville's letting out some water, so it'll be a little muddy, but it'll drop in, and we'll let you guys know when it's ready to go. As soon as it starts coming down, we'll start catching fish over there, and hopefully this little bit of rain helped. They were letting some fish go, some salmon in the river go, trying different plants at different times. So hopefully this little push got some of them out. So cross our fingers. That'll be 3 years from now and salmon fishing. So how cool is that? How cool is that? What else do we got going on? Well, I'll be, like I said, just pouring baits. It's nothing crazy, nothing exciting. But if you do want, you see our little striper flyer up there? We do have distributor pricing for that. So if you want distributor stuff, get a hold of me for that. I mean, we got our sardine cure on there, the deep divers, which is going to be just a crazy, crazy good price. So we'll beat anybody's prices and then some on all our striper stuff. So anyway, if you want some of that stuff for your store, let us know. Let us know definitely on that. Let's see. What else do we got to cover here? Covered that. What is happening up there on Clear Lake?
Clear Lake, it's the fishing there is still hot. The crappie are still schooling up. You
We've
got
got to go over and do that crappie thing.
we
I've
do.
just got to go over there, and but I mean, we just don't have time. I mean, there's so
Yes.
much to get ready to, and then I don't think those crappie will beat up your back, Stony. I think you'll be
No,
okay with a crappie.
no, it's
So
not so much the fish as it is
the boat ride.
just the boat and the movements and just being active. What I found was any movement, like when I was doing physical therapy for my back, it actually made it worse. It was like the more we tried to stretch it or do anything, it just aggravated. And so the thing for me, was do nothing. And now it feels good, but as soon as I do anything, it just aggravates. I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to do my toe stretches. I'm trying to do my thing, but I'm running into some back issues myself. I just don't know what's going on.
Right.
But I'll tell you what a crazy week it was. Last Thursday till this Thursday here. I mean, last Thursday was me trying to kill all our minnows in the store, and then losing, a couple $1,000 worth of plugs on the side of the road. Literally jump back in the vehicle. Roxanne talked me into it to keep going. One more cast, and we went down and looked for them, and there it was. There it was, just sitting on the side of the road. I mean, just crazy stuff like that. So things happen. Things happen to everybody. I guess it's just how we all deal with them. And try to be positive. There's a lot of good, positive people in this world. I'm Hey, Key Renter, property management.
Yeah.
So
So
if you need property management, then get a hold of, what does it say, Key Renter?
key renter. So I threw in a few little
And
advertisements.
you know who that is.
I
Tell us
do.
about who Key Renter is.
Well, now I got to
See,
go to
that's
my.
fish. I want her to come on my boat.
I know you want to get Molly Howell on your boat. Molly.
Molly, if you're listening out there, or if you see this, go talk to Molly if you want it for all your realtor type needs, because she's been
Yeah.
doing it forever and she's awesome. Because
Yeah.
Tony says she is.
And she
But if you like
runs.
to fish, you got to come and fish with me.
Yeah, and she is an avid fisherman. I almost bought her boat. She was selling her boat for a while, and I looked at it, and before I bought my new boat, I almost bought their boat. But she runs a property management. So if you own property and you don't want to deal with all the hassles of rents and maintenance, you just want to hand it off to somebody. They're out of Rockland or Roseville, and you can reach Molly at 916-624-0767. But she also has a real estate license, and she's a broker for Intero out of Rockland. And they buy houses, sell houses, do all that kinds of stuff. And she can be reached at 916-624-0767. Give her a call if you're thinking about selling your house. They'll tell you whether it's a good time or not. And what I've always tell, for me personally, you guys know I'm a real estate photographer. I always tell people that's over my paid grade to talk about house pricing or house prices and stuff like that. But I do know a lot about the market. And I always tell people the best time to buy a house is when you're ready to buy, because the interest rates are always going to be high, or if they drop, then your prices go up. So you're going to pay. It's either going to pay in the selling price or you're going to pay in the interest. Somewhere you're going to pay. So when one goes down, the other goes up. So if you're ready to buy, buy. Don't wait, because it's never going to be the perfect time.
Well, that's good advice. I tell people say, when's the best time to go fishing? I said, when you go. You get out
Exactly.
there
When
and
you
go.
go, just
I mean,
go.
when you can get there. I mean, how many of us can really pick and choose when we can be there and when we can't be there? We got extra time, or we make some time. We just go and do it, like this event. Will it be good fishing for the kids? We sure hope so. But once you schedule it, you schedule it. You just go and make the best of it and have a good time.
Yeah. One thing we didn't talk about were Clear Lake. Everything's hitting right now. Catfish, they've got the new record catfish at 44.10 pounds is the new lake record out
That's a big
there.
fish, 44-pound catfish. That's a good one.
Yep. And they've got the Catfish Bash coming up here the same weekend as Johnson's, which puts me in a dilemma because I can't be in two places at once. So I've got my catfish team going out there. Anthony and Darren are pulling in a ringer besides having me on the boat, and I'm wishing them the best to get a podium finish. They've got 21 teams now registered, and it's growing. They still have lots of time to. I'm anticipating 3 or 4 more last minute entries, but it would be great to see 30 teams. If you've never done a catfish tournament, and Kevin, I keep telling you, you got to get out there. It's one day. It's one day, and we're talking catfish that average 18 pounds up. And
I know I'm not a catfisherman. I mean,
no,
I don't care what bites. I'll catch it and fight it, you know. But it's like I don't even know where to start.
that's why
So
you got me. I could teach you. I've been taught by some of the greatest guys out there, and I'm a good learner, and I've been teaching people, and it's just they're catfish. They're not that complicated. You just gotta know a few little techniques here and there, just like any other fish. If you know how to catch them, you know how to catch them.
yeah, put a hook on and put some bait on. Here you go.
Pretty
Speaking of
much.
catfish, the old kick 'em a pal. Those guys better be putting a bunch of kick 'em a pal on there.
Oh,
Yes, indeed.
and that is one of our go-to baits now is that kick 'em a pal that Kevin developed with a little bit of help in marketing with Old Farts Fishing, but
Yep,
the thing itself is all Kevin. We
it's a
just use it.
cure. It's a cure that I based off of how I used to cure all my sardines for stripers and everything. Then we did some research about what catfish like, and we added some of that, some enhancers. So we got whisker enhancers in there, and it's cool. Smell it, don't snort it,
Oh,
and sprinkle it on your stuff, and you'll be like, cool, okay, I get it, I
so
get it.
so
It
I had a
smells
I had a
fishy.
question from one of the guys that called me and said, "Hey, how much of this stuff do I use?" And what I told him was it's kind of like when you're seasoning a steak. You're gonna season it to taste. And for us, I'm not saying taste it, but you're gonna taste it. And the whole thing with this cure is it tightens your bait up, right?
Yeah.
So I would think you
Well,
could
that's the
probably
cure part.
right.
That's the cure part. That's the yeah. That's the original cure part, and then you have your enhancers.
Yeah, so theoretically, you could put too much and dry your bait out too much. So I would say, use it. You're not trying to make beef jerky out of it. You're just trying to firm it up a little bit. So use it sparingly. A lot goes a long way, and put some on. And I do it a few days ahead of time so it has time to work. But I don't think you need a ton of it. Do enough, just like you were going to do a steak.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I tell everybody too. You don't need to powder it on and use half the bottle. Just shake it on, get it covered, get it rolled up in there. It'll start to juice up a little bit and tighten up and firm up a little bit, and it'll just, I mean, again, a steak is good, but you put the seasoning that you like on it, and then it's like mouth watering. I mean, you don't let it go. You chew on it, and that's what they do too. They bite onto it, and they're just like, "Oh, this is good. This is good," and they just start eating on it.
And if you want to use a whole bottle, use a whole bottle. Just buy more. Just buy more. Just keep
Yeah,
buying more.
I mean that's great for a salesman side of it, but like you said, you don't want to dry everything out either.
No.
But chicken livers, it'll tighten them up a little bit. All your different types of baits, all your shad, anything like that, anything that you want to tighten up a little bit, go right ahead. Do you ever use live minnows for those things?
Not we've tried a few times, and we haven't had a lot of success on the live minnows, and I don't know why. I mean, I think you would. I know a lot of the bass guys and crappie guys are catching catfish when they're using live minnows for different species, but the catfish will eat them. They'll hit
Yeah.
everything.
Oh no, there's no doubt they'll hit them,
So
but
we
I just
don't we don't specifically go and use them.
that you fished a lot. Yeah.
So the thing that I'm gonna let my secret out, and here's my
Oh, here
secret,
you go. Hey, can
and
you hear that waterfall in the background?
a little bit now I gotta pee, but
Oh,
that's all right.
all right.
No, but the one thing, and I kid you not, the biggest catfish I caught at Clear Lake, I think it was 28 pounds, was on a hot dog with pickle juice. And people laugh about the hot dog. We made jokes. But you know what? I've caught some big fish with hot dogs, and everybody's got their oily baits, their stinky baits, their chicken, their salmon, their everything, their mackerel, eel, you name it. And I just switched my game when I fish out there. I'm using, honestly, just hot dog. And I've been catching big catfish. So there's your tip. Don't discard the hot dog. And you don't need the fancy hot dogs. Cheap.
You're not Ostermeyer.
No, just get, I actually use turkey dogs, actually.
Oh, gotcha. The the Walmart brand, Save All or
Bar S.
Bar.
Whatever.
There you go.
But
Well, and we had talked about this a while back when you started catfishing. And I mean, I have caught a lot of catfish. And when I was a kid, my grandpa used to stock this lake in Paradise, and it was right there by the high school. And one of the reservoirs got drained, and my grandpa went out there and he got 2 5-gallon buckets full of these little baby catfish, and he planted them into this pond. Fast forward, he's passed away. Fast forward later on, I catch this 20 some pound catfish. We didn't weigh it, but it was over 20 pounds because we had a bunch of others. Because I was on a scooter driving back to my buddy's house, and I was trying to hold it up, and the tail was dragging on the ground. I mean, can you imagine 2:30 in the morning, two teenagers on a one-person scooter dragging like 20 catfish, and one so big the tail is dragging on the ground. I got the rods over my shoulder, and it's 2:30 at night. I mean, that's what the kind of stuff we did, I mean, thank goodness we didn't get pulled over, but maybe you could turn that off. Yeah. And then, oh, that's nice. Do you hear that anymore?
I still gotta pee.
Oh, you still gotta pee. Oh, it's like, oh man, can I make it to the end of the podcast?
No, that was a few weeks ago.
So bad. We got 10 minutes to go, and I'm like, oh man, that waterfall's got to go away. What's funny is we're gonna have fish tonight, and we're thawing out some fish, and so the water was, running on the fish, but it was making like a waterfall sound. So I didn't want to jump up. But so anyway, the hot dog and pickle juice thing came from that.
Yes.
And I was like, try hot dogs and pickle juice. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah, try hot dog and dill pickle juice. No joke. There's something to it.
No, and now I add a little bit of Kikkoman Pow to it when I pull it out, and get that to firm up just a little bit more. And I
Nice.
tell you, I got a little thing going. So if you guys out there that are catfishing this tournament this weekend, if you win that thing on or hot dogs and pickle juice with a Kikkoman Pow, you're welcome. You're welcome is all I gotta say. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing for sure. So,
I got a story that remember a few weeks ago. I ended up leaving the podcast early.
I do remember, and I was very concerned. I was very concerned about you because you've never done that. All of a sudden, you're gone. I'm like, hello, and all of a sudden, Jill shows up. I'm like, is he okay? Where did he go? What happened to him?
Yeah. So I'm gonna, this is real. We talk about real talk, and I don't hide a lot of stuff. But we did make a post saying, I'm doing all right, and due to some reaction to some medication, and I had a reaction. But let's just be honest. Let's just be honest about what happened. So I went gone all week with my wife at anniversary, Half Moon Bay. Walking around doing a lot of walking, and like I said, activity hurts my back. And so we get home, it's Thursday, I get home, my back is killing me. And you guys that follow me know I'm not a big proponent of a lot of the over-the-counter medications. I don't take a lot of the narcotics. I don't do any of the hard stuff. But I am, I do take medical marijuana, and I use it, in a sense of for pain management, right? So I don't take any of the Vicodin, and I've been down that road. So I take, medical marijuana to help. Well, that day I felt, more pain than normal, so I ended up taking an edible from my wife has some edibles that she takes, and she takes a pretty big dose, and so I took a little bit. Well, Kevin, I tell you what, don't take an edible at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
You took a little bit or a lot of a bit.
I took double what I normally take.
Well,
It just hit right about the time the podcast hit, and I'm like, oh my God, this is hitting now, and I was everything and it was one of those things. So when you take too much, you're not going to overdose and die. You're going to feel sick. You're not going to feel well. You're going to feel like you want to throw up. You're going to feel like everything's spinning. And that's kind of how I felt. And I could not.
Well, you weren't yourself. I knew something was wrong because you were getting quiet. And your mannerisms were different. I'm like, something's wrong with it. But I thought maybe you had, eaten a bad burrito at Taco Bell.
I did eat something bad.
I didn't know. Whatever happened. I mean, not dissing on Taco Bell, but
I know.
It happens.
So Anyway, that's what happened. It wasn't anything majorly serious, but I tell you what, I was in no more pain that night, and I slept like a baby, and things were good. It just hit at the wrong time, and trying to focus and do this it was just a little too much for me to keep situated. So Kevin, thank you for carrying the rest of the show and ending it, but I don't do that anymore. I always wait till after the podcast and just deal with what I need to deal with.
Well, do what you got to do. I mean, we can handle whatever we got to handle on our side. I'm not a edible person. The people for my myositis, for my muscle pains and stuff like that, they've recommended that and said, hey, you need to check into it. But there's some reasons why I can't, and it just is what it is, and that's fine. Whoever does. But it really does help some people a lot.
If you use it right and you use it responsibly and you don't do all the stupid stuff that people do, and I've gotten off all the narcotics from back injuries and stuff like that, and it was actually my doctor who recommended it at the time, and it was before it was legal. It was all medical card based, and if you follow the stuff you're supposed to do and do it responsibly, it definitely can help. Anyway,
swim baits. Swim bait Saturday will be at Johnson's. There's going to be 100. Yeah, I'll be dropping off over 1,000 swim baits at Johnson's, from rainbow trouts to trouts. I like that. From rainbow trouts. I'm going to get some trouts today. Yeah, trouts.
It's like a fishes. Is fish plural? Is fishes?
Anyway, rainbow trout. We'll be doing the redheads, the chartreuse heads, the standard ones, all the way through. Pearls, white trash. That's a cool one there. That's a real popular one. The pearls with a chartreuse tail, super popular. Anyway, you want to get some swim baits. They're not there yet, but they will be there. When? March 7th.
March 7th.
Yeah, Striper Fest at Johnson's. So that's pretty cool. And we'll talk about what else we've got going coming up on the next one. There's so many things going to be coming up. I don't even know how we're going to get everything in on every podcast. You're going to have to cover some on yours. I'm going to have to cover some on mine. We'll just have to try to meet in the middle, because here in no time, it's going to get rocking and rolling. I'm going to be guiding every day. I'll be pouring swim baits, dropping things off, catching fish, and doing as many videos as we can, and we'll just keep going from there.
Yep. Gonna be busy.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. But what a wonderful evening. What a beautiful day today. What a beautiful day. So we appreciate everybody that joined in. We appreciate all of your help. We truly love people. We love giving back, and it's just a lot of work. Just tired sometimes. Just like what I said in the beginning of the podcast. Sometimes you just get tired, but you get another chance at life, so you keep going, and you get up and you go, because there's a lot of people that didn't get a second chance at life. So we do, and we get another one this evening, and we'll get another one tomorrow. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. That is for sure. Check us out at fishkevinbrock.com if you want to see the new and cool prices on our website. On our online store. Check that out. If you want to book a trip, let us know. fishkevinbrock.com. Give me a call or send me a text at 530-570-8057. Don't forget to listen to us on SEP's KHTK 1140 on SEP's Saturday morning. We'll be on around 7:40. But the whole show is cool. You got Kent Brown and Sep Hendrickson from 6 to 8. So it's just a great thing. And Kent Brown's from 5 to 6 for the Ultimate Bass Show, and then Sep is from 6 to 8. So you got 3 hours of fishing talk, lakes, conditions, products, all kinds of cool stuff, advertisements, boat sponsors, all kinds of just what's happening, in the local area. They got a lot of cool stuff on there. So chime into that. I'll be on there. Chime into Stony Stone's podcast, Fishing with Stony Stone. Stony Stone's got so many different identities out there that we want to go fishing with Stony Stone on Monday night's podcast. He does fishing reports, special guests, all kinds of things. Thursday night, Real Talk with Kevin Brock at 7 o'clock. My goodness gracious. What else? I mean, it just keeps getting better and better and better. Like us at Facebook, Instagram, jump on that stuff, check that stuff out, and watch for new deals, good deals. And our online store, we just adjusted some prices. If you want to get on the Catfish Bash, jump over there. Hey, if you guys like the outdoors and like fishing, spring is coming. Get ready. It's time to rock and roll. I mean, I'm just rambling on here, but these are all things that we can do. Don't forget to TKO.
And you got a question that we want to look at here. One last question online.
TKO on May 9th. If you got a boat, get involved with that. Ask Tony about that. Look at there. There's a flyer up in the corner on there. We'll be advertising that. Get involved with that. One more question. Shoot, you got a minute.
It says, quick question. Do you dye color your live minnows? I hear some guides color them red or blue.
TikTok, I do not. I've tried chartreuse. I've tried red. I've tried blue. It gets all over my boat. We're out of time. I don't. The fish will eat it whether it's dyed or not. And I had over time that I found that it got in the gills and slowed them down. Have I seen people whack them on them? Yes. Do you need to do it? No.
There you go. We'll end on that.
We have it. A lively minnow is all you need. Oh, and don't forget the Johnson's buy one, get one free minnow rod. We are out of time. We love you all. We thank you for your support. Stoney, we thank you very much. Have a wonderful
week. Until next week. See ya.